Okay, everybody, I just want to make a quick video on this because I couldn't find any information. I've spent a lot of time on it. The problem was, let's start with, this is a Honda Prelude 1995 SE model. That's the H22A1. The problem is that you turn the key on and you would get the radio, but then when you turned it to all the way on, you would end up with no lights on the dash, no nothing. And the short version is the starter would actually kick on, but the car obviously wouldn't start because the fuel pump and none of the other things it needed were lighting up. So to make this quick, you take the bottom panel off right here. All right, I know that the lighting is horrible. Let me see if I got a. There we go. Okay, so you take the bottom panel off. It's really easy. You can see I've got it fully disassembled right now. Let's try to get the best lighting there. And it's just 6 screws. It's just 6 screws, okay? There's 3 more shallow screws. They go into metal pieces. You can see them on the inside of that. They are a fine thread. And then there's 3, and this one's kind of sneaky over here in this corner, but there's one there, and one up here, and they are plastic screws, and they are also easy to get out. Just make sure you have a long screwdriver, because this one's, no, which one is it? This one's pretty deep. So anyway, now the ignition is also just 3 screws. One holds on a black plastic guard, and it screws in that corner, and you actually don't even need it. All the screws on the ignition are the same, so that's easy. And then 2 right here, these take off the actual ignition itself. Okay. Quick explanation: the white wire is your main live wire. The black is your accessory wire. Sorry, here, let's see if I can get some better lighting. The black's your accessory wire. The yellow, and this is actually, it looks black right here, but this one down there is actually a black yellow. It's got a yellow stripe in it. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. It's got a yellow stripe in it, and the yellow are both ignition wires. And the black white goes to your starter. So the short of it is the yellow and the black wire were not getting power. One or the other, or maybe both. And I realized that the accessory was getting power because when I took this apart, and this just, hold on. All right, so when you take this apart, this is attached to this. It just clips right on, okay? And just, oh, it's live right now. Just take your fingernail and pop these little clips loose, little bit by little bit, and they'll pop right off. This goes inside your ignition right here, inside this guy, like that, with the wires attached, obviously. And the short of it is that as you turn the key, it turns this little cylinder here. These has these engagement points in it, and you can see there's a higher level and a lower level. The higher level is the one that works the accessory wire, and the lower levels work the ignition and the starter. Now, one of those ignition wires are not supposed to be on during starting, which is probably why you see your dash, flash when you start the car. You'll notice the dash turns off. I'm not sure the whole purpose of all that. I just checked the wiring diagrams, and it is not supposed to be on. So when I looked at it, I found that this wire, or this little part right here, these come out, by the way. It just comes right out. There's a little spring in the bottom of it, so it's not attached to it, but it can pop out pretty easy. That's the spring that gives you resistance when you go to the starter part position. So anyway, I noticed that this was really corroded right here, and I don't have time to order in a new one. So I took a soldering iron and got it nice and hot and smoothed it over and sanded it out and rebuilt that little corner right there, it was just really pitted. So I cleaned it obviously first, and then I put some good solder on it, made sure it's on there real good, ground it, hit it with a wrench, the whole thing. And so that's how I fixed it. So if you're in a bind and you need or can't find the parts for this thing, because it is from 1994 or 95, the easiest way to do this is to just rebuild with solder a little bit. They're spring loaded, so as long as you get it close to the same size, you'll be fine. This guy right here, I'll probably have to redo him in a couple of years. He's starting to wear out too. But for now, I'm kind of in a bind. I'm leaving. So I'm going to get this going, and I will show you it starting up. So I want to show you this. There's a little part of the spring. You see one part's captured, and the other part has a slot. See that? And then if you look at this guy right here, you see that this has a little tab in it. When you put this down, make sure you put it down, and there's little grooves on the side there. You'll see the ball detents kind of drop in them, but make sure you put it down on that right side of that spring, so that way it catches it during the start area. If you try to drop it in the start, then it will it'll mess you up. It'll lock up. So if you want to test it, all you need to do is just put a Phillips head screwdriver in there and spin it a little bit, and you'll be able to feel it and feel it click into every little spot. Just hold this down right there like that. Okay, before we put everything back together, we're going to test it real quick. That's why I had it live earlier. So here it is in the off position. I'm going to spin it once, and that should turn our radio on. Yep, there it is. I'm going to spin it again. There's our accessory. Everything's lighting up like it should. Everything's happy. And then I'm going to turn it one more time, and it should start it. There it goes. Okay. So now, we just pop that screwdriver out. So now, we just put this guy back in position right here, and it'll kind of fall into place. If it's not falling into place in the right spot, double check that you have, and be careful, you need to make sure to disconnect the battery when you do this part so you don't like arc or shock yourself or something like that. But when you're trying to put this in place here, if it's not falling in place, you may want to put your key in over here. Put your key in over here, and turn that all the way to the off position, because it may have just moved a little bit when you were getting everything out.